Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Okay everybody, finally getting around to installing the side skirts, which have just been up there for the last like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. But first, the car is filthy, so I'm going to clean it real quick and then we'll get started. This is the stuff that I use to wash my car. I got this on Amazon. I'm not sure if you can really even see that. It's called like Maxi-Suds too. And it was fairly cheap, like 25 bucks, and it works really good. Okay, all done. Looks beautiful, nice and clean. Good, so we're going to be doing a side skirt right now, so hopefully in a moment it'll look totally different. But I will of course do one side first, just so we can kind of compare them. Okay, I think we're going to start with driver's side here. Here we go, we pull out the side skirts. Perfect. So I just need to figure out what I did with that hardware kit for it. Okay, what do you know? I actually put it in the bag. Okay, and this is what it comes with again. These two little rubber things that go on the corner over there so you don't damage the body of the car. And a bunch of screws. I'm gonna have to see if I need to jack up the car. I'm pretty sure I do, so I'll do that now. Alright, this part's not easy because I gotta find a way to jack it up where the jack stand's not gonna be in the way. So I need to go high enough to get a screwdriver underneath. I'm not sure if I need to do pilot holes. I'm gonna try to do it without, but we'll see. So now we are going to try to figure out how to make this happen. The thing that sucks is there's not really much helping you ensure you're getting it aligned correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this side and then do the other corner, and hopefully things just kind of align themselves. Okay, got that started, so I guess I'm going to put this on now. Probably should have done this before I put it on. So do this before you put it on. I thought it would be easy to do and don't really know what the hell I was thinking. I got that installed pretty good. I'm just going to finish tightening this one now. So just to show you, there's a little lip that runs across this. I'm not sure how good the camera's getting it, but it runs across the front. And it's pretty easy that's where it's supposed to, the part without the lip goes under the car and the part in front goes in front. So not that hard, really. So pilot holes would probably be a good idea, but you can clearly do it without them. Not hard at all. This is definitely one of the more simple mods to do. The front lip was much more difficult. But this is going on pretty easily. And it actually looks okay. I was worried about the cheap ABS, making it look bad, but it actually looks pretty good. You can't even really tell that it's ABS. So I'm gonna go back down to this side, so just to make sure everything stays square. So assuming you had a small enough screwdriver, you probably could even do this not on jacks. This is the size of my screwdriver, and that's the smallest one I have. But if you have like one of those little shorty Phillips ones, you could probably do it on the ground, as long as your car's stock height and stuff. Or just drive onto some wood or some books or something like that, just to get a couple inches of clearance. But this is definitely one of the easier mods to install. Still a little uncertain on what I think of the looks, but I'll wait until I get it on completely and on the ground before I make too much judgment. So the screws are nice and easy self-tapping. So it doesn't really have a hard time boring into the body of the car. It goes in quite easy. And just to show you what I'm doing underneath here, you can see there's just a bunch of screws that run down the length, and I've got most of them in, just a couple more, so not hard at all. They're nice, easy self-tapping screws. So just got a couple more in the back to do, and then one last thing that's going to be an issue. See how this is popped out? That's because there's some screws in the back here that you'll obviously have to remove the tire to do. I didn't plan ahead too good for that, so I will have to just remove the tire. But once that's flush, it'll just sit like that. Then yeah, so I'll probably try to take the tire off as soon as I'm done with the rest of them. Alright, got all of the underneath ones on, so you can see it's pretty much there. I made it, I think, as straight as I possibly could. Doesn't look like it dips in at any point. It's pretty much uniform. Yeah, well, at any rate, I like the way it looks. Alright, pulling the tire off. The spacers make it really hard to get off. And I guess this gives us another opportunity to check the spacers to make sure those are tight. Because if you'll recall, I did not put any Loctite on them, which many people said I had to. That's at least 80. So those are nice and tight still. So I can get you a close up on it, so you can see how it's held up with about 5,000 miles on it. So they look good, no problems there. So that's a good thing. I just got to put in these rear ones, and I'll be all set. Now I'm intentionally not pressing it super firmly against the body, because I just want to minimize the rubbage. So it's going to be firm, but not, hopefully not enough to where it's going to rub too much. We are all done with this side. So you can see there's a side skirt. So I will, I'll probably go ahead and pull the car out and then do just a comparison, because I always like to have a side-by-side. So I can look at it on the same car at the same time and see how each side compares. So I'm going to throw the wheel back on and then lower it. Alright, it's all set. So I'm going to pull the car out and then we'll take a close look. Okay, so the lighting's not the best since it's the sun's kind of going down, but here it is. Here's the side with the skirt. Give you a close-up of it. See if I can clean this up a little bit. And that was, I don't think it looks bad. I just wish I would have put that on first. So there it is. It's kind of subtle, but it's kind of there. I mean, I think it gives it a nice little ground effect look. One thing that makes it way more obvious now that I have the front lip and the side skirt is that I don't have any of the rear spats or whatever they call them. So here's the side without them. So that's no side skirt. And side skirt. And of course, the front lip, which I thought was a very nice transformation that it gave the car. So I'm going to take care of the other side now. I'm going to pull the car back in and do it. I'm going to just do it off camera since it's the same thing. Just repeat, and hopefully I'll actually put that little trim piece on before I start installing the skirt. So and so once I do that, I'll pull the whole car out, and hopefully it'll be light enough to where I can get some video of it, see how it looks. But yeah, not too difficult of an install, not bad. Okay, all set. I now officially have side skirts. I'll do a walk around. Alright, so all done. That was all in all not a super difficult install, not a really easy install either. It was just like kind of average. Probably easier than I would have expected it to be, so this definitely shouldn't be anything that anyone should be afraid of. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll put a link to the item in the description, and yeah, I think that's it. Thank you everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.
Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.